Babes, if you thought the suburban dysfunction and messy marriages on the Valley were the absolute peak of reality television darkness this week, you need to mentally prepare yourselves.
Oh, you really do, because we are, like, completely unwell.
Literally unwell,
Yeah.
because the absolute emotional terrorism we just witnessed down in Charleston makes those LA meltdowns look like absolute child's play.
Welcome back to the Snark Squad, babes. We love you, and honestly, we're so glad to have you here with us tonight.
We really are, because it is Wednesday evening, and the midweek emotional damage is so real.
Oh, the burnout is palpable. The Palomas are officially back on deck tonight.
They are poured and ready. But honestly, before we even get into the show, we need to talk about dinner immediately.
We absolutely do.
Because right before recording, we went to Cactus Club. And babes, I am not exaggerating when I say it changed our entire emotional state.
It was a literal psychological reset. Tell the Snark Squad what we ordered, because it was a religious experience.
Okay, we ordered the black and Creole chicken and the soy Dijon salmon, and it was just, like, absolutely unreal.
Unreal. I am currently already analytically planning a return visit tomorrow because I refuse to eat anything else for the rest of the week.
I am emotionally attached to that salmon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't just food. It was a healing journey for my nervous system.
Well, let's look at it sociologically. Restaurant food just heals emotional damage better than therapy sometimes.
100%. It bypasses the need for cognitive behavioral therapy entirely.
It really does, because it's the environment. I have a theory about why the Cactus Club lighting specifically makes everyone feel like 10 times hotter.
Wait, I need to hear this theory.
It's the amber glow. It's this perfectly engineered, warm, diffused lighting that lowers your cortisol levels and literally erases your under-eye bags.
Yes. I walked in feeling like a burnt-out millennial husk, and suddenly I felt like I was at a red carpet luxury event.
We were acting like a random Wednesday dinner was the Met Gala.
We were. We were constantly reaching across the table to try bites off each other's plates, just fully romanticizing our lives.
I genuinely almost canceled the recording entirely just to sit there in that booth and keep eating soy Dijon salmon.
Same. But we are professionals, and we have a job to do. So, okay, babes, before we get into this absolute disaster of an episode, we need to do some shady, snarky, or stupid submissions.
Yes, please. Because honestly, you babes are keeping us fed with these stories.
The inbox has been completely unhinged. Okay, submission 1. I call this the birthday amnesia.
Oh, I love the title already.
Right. So a listener wrote in and said she actively pretended to forget a friend's birthday after that friend had ignored her for months.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, she said it was just 0 texts, 0 check-ins, so when the birthday rolled around, she just completely withheld the birthday text.
Okay, my highly analytical take on this, that is calculated retaliation.
You think it's retaliation?
Absolutely. But it's not stupid. It is a brilliant recalculation of emotional investment. I'd say it's snarky, borderline shady. Yeah, because human relationships are built on reciprocal altruism, right? If that friend stops communicating for like an entire fiscal quarter, the social contract is broken.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that just screams relatable emotional boundary to me.
You don't think it's shady?
No. I mean, maybe a little, but it's just matching energy. The emotional labor required to maintain friendships right now is exhausting. Why should I spend my cognitive load finding the perfect happy birthday gift for someone who leaves me on read?
That is a very fair point. You're just conserving resources. I got second one.
Okay, submission 2. The Instagram close friends trap.
Uh-oh. Technology and betrayal.
A listener accidentally exposed a cheating boyfriend through Instagram close friends drama.
Oh my God.
She posted a chaotic, exposing screenshot meant only for her trusted inner circle. But the wrong person was left on the list.
Wait, who saw it?
His best friend. He was accidentally left on her close friends list, saw the story, and the entire relationship just immediately blew up.
Okay, I am going to push back incredibly hard on the word accidentally here.
You don't think it was an accident?
No, absolutely not. I theorize that her subconscious wanted the chaos.
Wait, like a Freudian slip?
Exactly. The psyche was exhausted from carrying the burden of his infidelity, so her brain engineered a scenario where the truth would be forced into the light.
Oh, wow. So you think she secretly wanted to blow it up?
Yes. I am deciding this is stupid for the messy, disorganized execution, but it is profoundly shady in spirit.
I'm just spiraling over the adrenaline rush she must have felt.
Oh, the physiological response.
Right. Imagine clicking on your story viewers, expecting to see your besties, and you see the cheating boyfriend's best friend's avatar looking back at you.
Your amygdala would literally vibrate. It's like dropping a bomb and realizing you're locked in the room with it.
Pure adrenaline. Okay. Submission 3. The situationship sabotage.
Let's hear it.
This listener told a situationship, and I quote, "I support whatever makes you happy." But secretly, she was actively praying for their downfall.
Oh, this is pure snarky. This is a masterpiece of covert aggression.
It really is.
It completely compares to Southern hospitality. You know, like when someone says, bless your heart while wishing you the absolute worst?
Yes. You are blessing them while manifesting their ruin.
Exactly. You maintain the social high ground by appearing supportive, but internally you want them to fail.
I have to admit, I have done this exact thing.
Oh, I know you have.
It's called protecting your peace. When you're in a situationship, you don't have the right to be overtly angry because there are no clear boundaries. So you take the verbal high road, but energetically, you are furious.
You're just giving them a serene smile while your internal monologue is writing their destruction. It's brilliant.
It really is. But speaking of absolute destruction, babes, we have to get into this recap because this episode was emotionally exhausting.
Genuinely exhausting. Let me take a sip of this Paloma first.
Please do, because we need to unpack the sociodynamics of Republic Garden and Lounge.
Right, so let me lay out the premise for everyone. Leva decides to throw what she calls a staff appreciation Mardi Gras party.
Which is already a disaster waiting to happen.
Completely. She brings out the plastic beads, the boas, the blow-ups, all to celebrate the end of a record-breaking financial summer for the club.
And she called it an elevated staff party.
Yes, and I need to rip apart this concept immediately, because the juxtaposition of elevated and Mardi Gras beads is already an oxymoron.
Literally an oxymoron.
But more importantly, the psychology of this party is deeply toxic. I have been reading the Reddit threads screaming about how toxic it is when management calls a workplace a family.
Oh, it's the biggest red flag.
Please never refer to my workplace as a family, babes. It's a massive, glowing red flag, because what they're trying to do is blur the line between your labor and your personal life.
Exactly. A family means unconditional support. If I have a meltdown at Thanksgiving, I am still in the family on Friday.
Right.
But a workplace is conditional. They exchange your labor for capital. So by calling them a family, Leva is demanding the loyalty of a family member while retaining the right to fire them.
It's corporate paternalism. And then you mix all of that resentment with exhaustion. These people have worked grueling 80-hour weeks all summer.
I would be spiraling. You don't just mix alcohol, plastic beads, and resentful underpaid employees and expect peace.
You really don't. It's a pressure cooker. But before the party explodes, we have to talk about Lake's art show.
Yes. Lake curating her second interactive art show at Zach's de Curis.
Which, Zach's de Curis is a choice for a fine art gallery showing.
It is a choice, but I actually have to go on an emotional tangent here because I was spiraling over her family dynamics.
Her dad, right.
Yes, her dad didn't even show up. He just posted an Instagram story promoting it instead of physically being there.
It's the ultimate performative parenting.
I felt devastated for her. An Instagram story is an empty calorie of support. It requires zero physical effort.
You're outsourcing your parental duties to the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then when her supportive mom actually walked through the door, you could see Lake's entire nervous system regulate. A supportive mom showing up in person is the real win.
It truly is. Physical presence is everything. But we also need to be a little shady about this interactive art.
Oh, please do.
Because making the men, Brad, Justin, TJ, and Michols, put on tiny pink board shorts so the women can draw them?
It was so camp, but so awkward.
Highly awkward. I saw a Reddit comment that said Lake acts like she is first chair in the orchestra when she is really sitting at the absolute end of the couch.
Oh my God, that is a brutal read.
It's true, having men pose in neon pink at a daiquiri bar is not the MoMA.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
But we have to talk about the Joe refusal.
Yeah.
Because Joe Bradley flat out refused to wear the pink shorts.
And I'm going to defend him on this.
Wait, really? You're defending Joe here.
I actually am. He cited a back injury and he said he hadn't been to the gym in weeks and he was feeling deeply insecure about his body. Men are allowed to have bad body days too, babes.
I mean, sure.
My body, my choice. He shouldn't be forced to stand shirtless and be scrutinized by a room full of women with sketch pads if it messes with his mental health.
Okay, yes. In a vacuum, I agree about bodily autonomy. But I am going to push back incredibly hard on this specific context.
Okay, let's hear it.
We need to talk about the absolute double standard in the hospitality industry. Joe is a VIP manager. He has financially benefited from a system that forces female bottle girls to wear minimal clothing and endure physical scrutiny every single shift.
That is a structural reality of nightlife, yes.
Right. And for him to suddenly clutch his pearls about bodily insecurity over wearing board shorts for 10 minutes when his female coworkers are mandated to commodify their bodies nightly, it screams male privilege.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is an incredibly sharp counter-argument.
It's the hypocrisy for me. When women do it, it's just the job. When he's asked to do it once, it's a crisis.
You're right. His privilege completely insulated him from what the women deal with. But speaking of privilege and crises, we have to transition to the Michols demotion email meltdown.
I am so exhausted by Michols crying over this email.
He was completely falling apart.
He was. I thought his life was literally over from the way he was weeping. But it turns out it wasn't even a demotion.
Let's break down the facts, because the corporate restructuring here is hilarious. Michols has been whining that he needs more autonomy to be a model.
The model thing.
So Leva calls his bluff. She creates a brand new role where he doesn't have to do the Thursday, Friday, Saturday night grind, but he stays with the company.
Which is the dream. Getting weekends off in nightlife.
It should be the dream. But in club hierarchy, your title is your power. Taking him off weekends strips his power. It's giving pure Dorinda Medley being put on pause.
Oh my God, yes.
It is assistant to the assistant general manager energy. And honestly, I don't think Michols is that good of a model, babes, but live your truth.
Go pose in front of a brick wall, Michols. Go live your dream.
Exactly.
But wait, before we get to the party, I am screaming about TJ's new man, Matt.
Oh, the blind date. We have to talk about this.
Maddie and Joe set them up, and TJ goes straight from the date directly to Molly and Mia to report the details.
He unleashed his absolute messiest side.
He announces that Matt has, quote, big hands and is, quote, girthy.
The social currency of gossip in this group is wild. I love that TJ shared that. But we also have to analyze the weird incestuous dynamic of Michols meeting Matt later.
Oh my God, yes. At the party.
Michols shakes his supposedly girthy hand and gives him his blessing. But Michols and TJ were literally making out earlier this summer.
It is suburban dysfunction at its finest. The Venn diagram of their hookups is just a single circle.
It requires so much compartmentalization to survive that conversation.
Speaking of compartmentalization, what about Grace Lilly pulling Joe and Maddie aside for her 12-step apology?
Oh, the apology for the girls and gays night comments.
I cringed so hard. She did it at Molly's place, which is the literal scene of the crime where the original trauma happened.
She returned to the geographical location of the trauma.
Why would you corner the victims in the exact space where you attacked them? It centers her guilt, not their healing.
Well, producers love geographical continuity. But yes, in real life, it is deeply invasive. But honestly, Grace Lilly's apology tour was nothing compared to the Joe Bradley delusion tour.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. I need you to unpack this pitch meeting.
I will eagerly unpack this. Joe somehow gets a business meeting with Leva, and he pitches a live music, wedding, actor party venue with a rooftop.
And what did he bring to this pitch?
He brought concepts of an idea, babes.
Nothing. He brought nothing.
Shout out to the Reddit Snark for that phrase. But seriously, there were no spreadsheets, no capital investment, no competitor studies.
Just absolute unadulterated vibes and entitlement.
It is the Dunning-Kruger effect playing out on Bravo. He doesn't even know enough about business to realize how incompetent his pitch is.
The emotional damage I suffered watching him complain to Maddie after pickleball, I felt physically sick.
He was completely playing the victim.
He was whining that people don't believe in him. I was yelling at my screen, you took a year off to follow your girlfriend. You didn't do the work.
You abandoned your post, and now you want to be handed a multi-million-dollar venue.
And that leads to the ultimate betrayal, the on-air announcement at the party.
This was Machiavellian. Leva and the incoming CEO, Joe Fiore, grabbed the microphone at the staff party.
I felt physically sick for Joe in this moment.
They announce on air a live music venue with a rooftop.
It is his exact idea.
It is, but I am going to defend Leva here.
How can you defend that public execution?
Because Leva tells Joe the spot was supposed to be his. She literally had him on that trajectory, but he abandoned his job for a year.
That is so brutal.
Being told I don't need you by your boss at a staff appreciation party is the most brutal TV I have ever seen.
Right.
But he needed that reality check.
I mean, his ego was completely shattered. He looked like he was going to collapse.
And misery loves company, which perfectly sets up the blowout, Michols versus Molly versus Emmy.
I lost my mind recounting this climax. It was a masterpiece of chaos.
Track the timeline for us because it moves fast.
Okay, so Joe, who is bleeding out emotionally, walks up to Michols and tells him that Molly blames him for getting her fired.
Right, Joe just deflects his negative energy onto Michols.
Exactly. So Michols confronts Molly. Molly holds her ground and says, well, Emmy told me in Punta Cana that you did it.
So they pull Emmy into the firing squad.
And Emmy folds immediately. I was having a screaming spiral.
She completely backpedals.
She stammers on camera and claims she only said Michols knew about the firing, not that he orchestrated it.
Does Emmy not understand what on-camera means?
Apparently not. Millions of people are going to see the unedited footage, babes.
The lack of foresight is wild, and Michols just completely loses his mind.
He calls Molly a, quote, shitty employee. He screams at her.
And Molly retaliates by throwing his demotion right in his face in front of everyone.
It was a surgical strike to his ego.
It really was. My final read on Michols is based on the Reddit Snark that says he talks to women like he wants to yell at his mom.
Oh my God, yeah.
He weaponizes his anger against female colleagues. He needs a therapist immediately, babes.
He genuinely does. Which brings us to our segments, because we need to psychoanalyze this entire group. Segment 1, most likely to start a fight at brunch.
Okay, who thrives in chaos?
I argue it's Emmy. She is a covert chaos agent.
Really? Emmy?
Yes, she secretly plants these tiny seeds of destruction, like the Punta Cana rumor, and then retreats. And when the brunch table inevitably flips over, she plays the wide-eyed, innocent victim.
That's a good point about covert aggression, but I argue it's Michols.
Why Michols?
He literally told a coworker she was a fundamentally terrible employee at a party meant to celebrate the staff. He is an overt aggressor who enjoys the explosive release of conflict.
He really does need the volume to be loud.
He reminds me of that one friend in our group who ruins every chaotic dinner by taking a sarcastic joke entirely too personally.
Oh, 100%. You make a tiny joke about their outfit, and suddenly they're storming out of the restaurant before the appetizers arrive.
Exactly. They lack emotional regulation. What's the next segment?
Segment 2, marriage or hostage situation. We need to talk about the couples giving the darkest energy versus the ones who are blooming.
I will tackle the dark energy because Joe and Maddie are projecting a terrifying dynamic.
It is so grim to watch.
Joe took a year off, sacrificed his career, lost his chance at the on-air venue, all to follow Maddie. And Maddie flat out told Molly she doesn't see herself marrying him.
She views him as a placeholder.
He is being held hostage by his own bad decisions. It's the sunk cost fallacy. He invested too much to leave, so he's just trapped.
It's agonizing. But on the lighter side, Justin and Charlie are actually so loved up, Charlie is giddy, proving those Craig rumors were just manufactured for TV.
They have genuine chemistry.
And Brad is grieving his father, but leaning so heavily into a strong relationship with Julia. It's really beautiful to see secure attachment.
It is a rare beacon of light. Okay, segment 3. Biggest midlife crisis energy. Who is emotionally lost?
I immediately have to name Joe Bradley.
Oh.
He is just throwing random pitches at a wall, getting completely shut down by Leva, and whining that nobody hands him a venue. He has no idea who he is.
You know, analyzing Joe's delusion actually triggers a deep spiral into my own adulting fears.
Wait, how so?
Because I compare his delusion to how we act when we are overwhelmed. We are all one Paloma away from pitching a rooftop wedding venue to our bosses just to avoid doing our taxes.
Oh my God.
Think about it. We think starting a new podcast segment will fix our administrative neglect. It's the same crisis energy.
I feel so attacked right now, but you are completely right. We project grand ideas instead of doing the boring labor.
Exactly. Joe is just the televised version of us avoiding our email inbox.
That is painfully accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, final segment. Things that would end our friendships immediately. Applying this episode's worst behavior to our own lives.
What is your definitive line in the sand?
If you lie to me in Punta Cana, let me stew on it, and then backpedal to my face in front of the guy we are currently arguing about, you are dead to me.
Completely fair.
Emmy is blocked, deleted, and I am unfollowing her extended family. What about you?
For me, it's the public humiliation. If we are sitting at a cactus club and you loudly announce to the entire table that I got demoted to the assistant general manager,
Oh, wow.
I am picking up my soy Dijon salmon and throwing it directly at your head.
I would pay so much money to see that.
Disrespecting the hustle in public is an absolute friendship ender. You do not weaponize my professional failures at dinner.
Never. Well, on that note of throwing salmon, I think we have survived this midweek chaos.
We really have. Thank you to the Snark squad for hanging out with us in the trenches tonight.
Yes, babes, we love you. But we need to know your thoughts in the comments. Who stressed you out the most this episode?
Was it Emmy folding or Joe's terrible pitch?
And which couple is absolutely doomed?
Plus, we need to know your go-to Cactus Club order for emotional healing.
We need new recommendations. And finally, confess in the comments. Have you ever been shady, snarky, or stupid in real life this week?
We won't judge. It's a safe space for mess.
Please remind the beeves to like, comment, subscribe, and share the podcast with their messiest bestie who desperately needs to hear the truth about Joe's business pitches.
Save them from their own Dunning-Kruger era.
Yes, save them. Okay, drinks raised, babes. Stay messy, stay delusional, and we will see you on the Snark side.
Stay messy, stay delusional, and we will see you on the Snark side.